everyone. Man, I've missed face-to-face conferences, and definitely I've missed being the least educated person in the room. So thank you so much to the previous speakers today. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about how we build inclusive ecosystems. And I think we've talked a lot about the value of data, which is a direct result of digitalization, the value of the small businesses in our economy, their contribution to the GDP, and yet how do we take them there? And this is what we're doing at vcita, and this is our hypothesis on how to do that. So we welcome any feedback. So first of all, who we are an app that helps small business owners manage their time, their money, and their clients. Essentially, it's a CRM. And we are working specifically with micro business owners that could be 1 to 10, 20 employee businesses. We've heard already today that these are 90% of businesses in any economy. And by the way, also 50% of employees in almost any economy are employed by these businesses. So obviously extremely important that we help them along and benefit from all of those good things that digitalization brings to market. And eventually, from their perspective, by taking on that challenge of their day-to-day activities, their engagement with their clients, automating wherever we can, we allow them to do what's most important, which is work on their business, right? So how do we do that for them? We've been in the market for 10 years now. And what we found is that digitalization of small businesses is a challenge. I don't think that's surprising to anyone. I think eventually when we look at the just universal numbers of who are early adopters, we're looking at 5 to 10% of individuals in general, not necessarily just small business owners, that are able to articulate a pain point, actively go out and search for it, download whatever app they need to download, and then figure it out. So our customers are not necessarily people who are, by definition, and again, this is not for being small business owners, this is not for being from a certain age or group, these are just universal facts. So we went ahead and we were looking at what does it mean to challenge the way that people learn, the way that people change. And this is, of course, the dictionary definition of what learning is. And I'd like to specifically highlight the concept of change. So we're asking people to change, and that is obviously never easy. We don't like to change anything. So how did we come about asking them to change? We started off by understanding that if we are going to ask them to make a change, we need to start off by looking at ourselves and see what we needed to change as a company. And the one thing that was blatantly obvious to us, we're product people. We look at feature set. We invest a lot of time at getting that feature set just right, and we are absolutely positive, and that's actually true, that those features will help our clients. But the truth is that no matter how much great effort we make and the great products that we build, our customers don't care. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship, the type of people that we're working with, is not a state of doing. They're not looking at themselves as here are a bunch of tasks I need to do before the end of the day, here is what I need to do, and this is how I go about and do it, and at 5 p.m. exactly, I'm going to drop my pen, go home, and do other things. The people that we are engaging with are entrepreneurs as a state of being. They take their business together with them at the end of the day. They lose sleep over it. Of course, all of us lose sleep over our jobs, but they are definitely at one with their business. So we needed to stop asking ourselves, oh, here's a whole bunch of features that we've created, and they're awesome. Why can't our audience find that out for themselves? And we needed to make that accessible to them. And they couldn't care less whether we had automated marketing or online payment capabilities or the ability to create loyalty programs with automated packages or whatever we call those things. Nobody cares as long as they don't know how it benefits them, how it saves time for them, and what they can do with it. So we're now looking at our platform as, with a simple, or is it simple, 3 objectives mainly. First of all, we need to simplify their lives. There's a whole bunch of features in there. They don't need to know that. They need to go directly to what it is that they're trying to do. So the number 1 task that we have as we're building the app is to simplify the task for them. Second, wherever it's possible, we need to automate what they do. And from a small business perspective, time is the most important thing that we can give back to them. We're looking at roughly 80 days of administrative work for a business owner per year, which means that's 2 months of work before they even took a vacation, did anything to earn money. That's just how they live day to day. So if they are going to give us 80 days of the year, we need to make sure that we help them with whatever we can. And then finally, and I think the most interesting experiment here, we realized that we also need to help them learn. And we've launched last year together with our partners at Mastercard, we've launched an integrated learning platform that helps people with having the tools and the knowledge at the same place. And I think one of the most interesting aspects of it is, well, the knowledge is out there. Nobody, in terms of content, nobody's missing content these days. And the tools are out there as well. But the idea of putting them together, embedded into a single platform, this is the best practice when you talk to learning experts, and we have. And this is where we've went with the program. Secondly, we're looking at, back to the definition, we're looking at creating experiences. Now, experiences, we all understand what that means in real life. You touch the hot oven, you hurt yourself, you never touch it again, right? This is the basic concept of behavioral learning. But we're looking at creating experiences online. And what does that mean to create experiences for these people online? And luckily, we didn't have to search far. That's what social media is out there for. Everyone these days are creating experiences, whether it's people that are curating those for their friends and their neighbors, whether these are big-time influencers. The answers on how to help people engage emotionally with content are out there. It's in video, it's in making sure you speak both about good things and bad things in your life. It's about connecting with your peers as opposed to connecting with people like us. Reminder, we're product people. We cannot possibly understand what their day-to-day looks like beyond the tasks. So we've talked to our user community, we've brought in a whole bunch of people that we're more than happy to assist in educating and sharing with the rest of our small business community. And that honestly was very touching. We saw a lot of participation in people that came in and were happy to share what was working for them, but also what was not working for them, which is equally important when we're trying to create trust and we're trying to create an experience. And then finally, we had to understand that not all people will react to it the same. Some people will see what we're trying to do, immediately get it, and they'll be gone. They'll be ready to start using this. They'll be 2-3 clicks away from automating whatever it is that they were looking to do. But we also have to look at the people who are quite anxious about change, quite anxious about technology, maybe not sure that their customers are going to love it. So we had to also see how we can help people who did not connect immediately with what we were trying to do or ask them to do. Some people will say, you know what, I am very happy to do all of those great things that you're telling me about. I wouldn't know where to start. I don't have the time. I'm very much busy in, drowning in my day-to-day. I don't necessarily know how to get there from where I am. And this is, again, very much true for our audience. And then finally, as much as we try, there will always be the person who will say, you know what, this is not for me. And while we could spend a lot of time, and we try to, convincing them that why would you be very happy to shop over Amazon and pay digitally, or book all of your hairdressing appointments? Why do you think that's relevant for you but not necessarily relevant for your customers as a small business owner? Eventually, we're not going to win every battle, and that's fine. The question is, how do we then adapt to those different personalities? So for us, the question was, okay, now that we've had the tools themselves in place and the embedded content built into them, how can we take a level of customization and personalization and help every single one of our potential audiences find where they need to begin? And this is honestly a work in progress. I'm leaving you here today with a cliffhanger. This is our hypothesis of how to do that. This is the platform that we've launched together with Mastercard. It's called Business Unusual. It's deeply connected to our app, and you're most welcome to see what it looks like. If you wanted to give us any kind of feedback or work with us to develop these concepts further and help small business owners take on that step for digitalization, I'll be right here.